Hello, welcome to a special social distancing version of what I used to call digesting beer with Stefan. Now I don't really call this anything. You can though, featuring my cat's face, so you can see it. And I have something really special. I've never had this before, Lawson's Finest Maple Triple Ale. There's no other beer made quite like this to my knowledge. This is a 2018 version. I think at the brewery they called it the 2017 vintage, but this is brewed in 2017 and then aged for a year in oak and bottled in 2018. And I bought this when I was at the brewery like 4 months ago. So this beer is aged in maple spirit barrels, and it's just kind of like a big barley wine, but they use barley hops yeast and concentrated maple sap, so they don't add any water. This is all liquid from maple. It's not pure just maple syrup. Um, Maple sap is more just like the watery liquid, and they say it's even concentrated. So, but they do use malt, so there's going to be some malt character. But I've never had this one. It's 12%. So let's do it up, and I really like this bottle. It's a really down homey sort of label, but then the weird kind of like Italian fancy sour bottle shape. And I got a big puff of very interesting maple aroma in that when I opened it. Let's see, quite dark. I mean, it looks like a barley wine. Oh, okay amount of carbonation. A lot of nice tiny bubbles coming up there. Seems like it's probably bottle condition, but Lawson's, of course, doesn't even really bottle much of anything anymore. Had dined down pretty quickly. I took this out of the fridge for an hour or so it would warm up, because I often drink some of these beers, especially these malty sweet beers, in the wintertime when they're too cold and it's winter, so they never warm up. Whoa. Wow, that smells. It smells a lot like some aged barley wines that I've had. I've actually tasted a lot of very aged beers in my day, and this has a touch of oxidation maybe already. Well, see, it's not exactly wet paper. It just has this root beery spice to it that I notice you get from oxidation that is kind of a good thing. It's like the layers and complexity that can develop from oxidation. Definitely mapley, but almost got some like winey berry-like notes. And some nice vanilla oaky notes too. Along with like nutty cola type things happening too. Maybe that's sort of that root beery spice I was talking about. It doesn't smell hot at all, though it is 20%. Get a nice pick. And also, yeah, this is like Lawson's rarest beer, only released in the tap room. This is never even on tap. It's only bottles, and it's handwritten on there. Bottle 1072 of 1500. And yes, I am a little bit sick. I don't think it's COVID-19, but I will not be leaving the house anyways. Yeah, and there's actually not really a haze actually in there. Ooh, that's thick and very sweet, very mapley in the flavor. Wow. And aging it in the maple spirit barrels is like the 1-2 punch. Reminds me a little bit of like barrel aged maple syrup, which is something I really like. But better than that, it's not that sweet. It's 12% alcohol. I'm just noticing a little heat in my throat, but I've never had a beer like this. This is one of the most unique beers I've had that isn't unique because it's had a bunch of weird ingredients added to it, or because it's gone sour in a bizarre manner. I guess the maple sap is kind of a weird ingredient, mainly just to only use that and not water. It's still generating some bubbles though. Yeah, it's definitely like a grapey, berry-like thing happening. And I can't tell if it seems a little bit tart. On the tongue, it does not have that biting acidity that you get from a tart beer. Mm, wow. It's pretty thick and sweet, but not ultra tongue coating. Sticky. I guess the closest thing it is to is an aged barley wine where you dump a bunch of maple syrup in it. Yeah, bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. But hmm, it's really good. I like it a lot. All these sweet, spicy notes, almost like cinnamon. Yeah, almost like cinnamon more than vanilla. Mm, wow, this would go great with all sorts of breakfast foods and breakfast meats. And it's definitely sweet though. You got to be looking for a dessert beer. And it's definitely worth it. Like if you ever get a chance to go to Lawson's in the fall when they release this, don't pass it up. And I would say this is drinking perfectly right now. I'm not getting like those weird dusty wet paper notes in the finish. I think it's just because of the ingredients of this beer and how it's made. It's like the smell has that kind of woody oxidized thing. Because I mean, I guess the maple sap. I've never drank maple sap, but I wonder if it has its own sort of woody dryness to it. Mm. And as this warms up more and the carbonation goes down more, it gets a little thicker on the palate. But it does have a good ring of bubbles around the edge there. This is a real treat. It was $25 for this bottle, but it was worth it. And I would say it's really really good, and it's complex. I thought it was just gonna be kind of a one note, just sweet maple beer, oak, um, but it beats a lot of barley wines I've had. And the malt doesn't come in too much to cover up the whole maple situation. I'd give this a 4.5 plus. Really really nice beer. Something that is good to drink when you're locked inside with your buddy right here. And I'm definitely sharing this with someone. This would be probably just a headache waiting to happen if you drank this whole thing yourself. So yeah, this is like a 4.65 or something beer. Bye.